What do you do if you own MHJ, Benson, Walker, Charbonnet? What do you do coming off this Thursday night? In some ways, a debacle. In some ways, a saving grace, play by MHJ in the third and fourth quarter. What do you do in all these situations? We're going to break it down. Whether you should get out of MHJ, hold them, sell them, whatever. Benson, are you disappointed? Why wasn't he out there in the 2-minute drill? Should you be concerned about that? Should you sell him? Should you hold him? Walker, what do you do with Walker, Charbonnet? The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Walking out of the first half of this game, MHJ looked like maybe the bust of the century. One of the most overhyped players to ever come out of college. And then he rebounded in the second half, and he did really well, too. And I don't know what to think right now. The only thing I can tell you is I don't have a lot of confidence in this coaching staff. MHJ with the 66 yards and 6 receptions and a touchdown was the high point getter of the night, essentially. And it didn't look like it was going to be even a 2 or 3 point game for him. So what a wild, way that this thing unfolded in the second half for MHJ. But the question has to be, do we trust Pedsing? Do we trust Gannon? Do we trust the Cardinals in general, the organization in general, to put this man in the right position to succeed? We talked about it on the show last night that he might not be the best fit at all. He might not be the best fit for this team, but they still drafted him. They talk about him like, oh, yeah, we might use him some weeks. We might use him other weeks. And they're potentially looking at that right now, which is, good news, I suppose. But we don't know where they're going to land. And at the end of the day, what I feel is that this was a great game for MHJ where he caught 6 balls. He had 66 yards and 1 TD. And you're probably not going to get this on the consistent. Would I sell him for pennies on the dollar? No. But would I sell him in some sort of package deal where I'm sending MHJ and another player away for one better player right here? The answer is yes. I'm doing that all day long. Now, the players I'm looking to get are Judkins. I'm looking to get even into a London right now. I'm looking to acquire a Garrett Wilson. JSN just had a bad game, and his owner's probably freaking out. Remember, people are fickle. And they're all about one game. Think of Zay Flowers right now. One of the most targeted wide receivers through 2 weeks of football. Not 1, 2 weeks of football. Week 3 has a bad week. Everybody wants to get rid of him. So JSN having one bad game, he is somebody that's vulnerable to being acquired. MHJ for Chase Brown straight up, and you wouldn't even have to give up anything. You could just do that straight up. You could probably get Hendy in many cases. For some reason, people still don't think Hendy's on his way. You could do MHJ for Hendy straight up. I think there's enough very safe opportunities. I'd even do this straight up. I'd take Ladd McConkey straight up for MHJ. There's just too many safe ways to get out of this vehicle. And the way I look at trades, and this is the way that everybody should look at trades, if MHJ ends up being a player that continues to surprise, and I'm wrong about that as the player, as the person trading him away, I still want to be happy with what I'm getting. If I'm getting Hendy, I don't care that this other person may have also benefited in this trade. But if I'm right and MHJ is not consistent, I win the trade. So either way, I'm winning or breaking even. If you can't say that about the players you're trading away, if they do well, you're still breaking even, you didn't make the right trade. I'm selling them. There's too many options, just massive amounts of options to go get. Even if it's something along the lines of let's say Harvey and Ladd, or if you can't get Harvey and Ladd, maybe you can get Harvey and a quarterback upgrade. Maybe you can get Harvey, J-Mo. Everybody's worried about J-Mo's volume. I think, I would take Rashee Rice, and then in some cases, don't sell yourself short of the idea that you can add something here to get this one player that fits this bill nicely, like MHJ, and you're getting rid of a player like, let's call it, let's say you were getting rid of the J-Mo, let's say you were getting rid of a player. Let's find a running back now that fits this bill of a player you're getting rid of. You could look to move, let's call it a Jaylen Warren. You know, things like this are so possible. Throwing in an additional piece and getting into a Rashee Rice, but you might be able to do this straight up. Point is, there's so many options. Why would you not entertain it? It's only reckless to hold onto MHJ because even if he ends up doing well, you still make out. I'm more eager to hold on to Benson than I am trading him away because he walks out of this game as a little bit of a player that disappointed, right? 8 carries. I mean, still 4.4 a carry. 35 yards, no touchdowns. Receiving, though, 5 receptions was nice. He had 5 targets, caught all 5 of them. 5 for 19, and the yardage wasn't nice, but it was a tough situation, a tough matchup, and then tough game flow and game script. And he was not benched at the end of the game in the 2-minute drill. You got to remember that he hasn't been in the starting position very long. He hasn't versed himself entirely with every aspect of this offense, and they probably have not planned or prepped him in the 2-minute drill at all during practice, so he hasn't jumped over to that yet. But the fact that they threw to him a ton and he didn't get regulated to just the rushing, and then we had Dave Mercado being the PPR receiving back, third down back, was a positive. And he delivered. Everything he did was fantastic. So I think things increase for him going forward. I think they understand how good and electric he is. He's got 4.3 speed. I don't think that I'm holding him if the right offer came along. Like if I could get a Henderson straight up, I'd take Hendy over Benson. I'd take Judkins over Benson. And if I had to give up more with Judkins to get that done, I'm doing that. So if I'm giving up Benson and let's call it a player like, I'm going to go find a wide receiver that makes sense for this combination, a Benson and a Jacoby Myers, a DJ Moore, a Waddle, Keenan Allen, Devontae Smith, Jordan Addison. All those make sense for me to go get a player I believe can be a top 8 running back in Judkins. Same thing, if you do everything I just said, same thing applies if it's Hampton. I think if it's Hendy straight up, you almost could get Hendy and give up less, but I still would consider, I think we'll all consider doing what I just said, the combo of those players for Hendy once Hendy gets on his horse. I'm certainly trying to trade, just like with MHJ, if the price is right, trade out and go get a Ladd McConkey and a Harvey as a combo. That would be pretty damn good if you ask me. I'd definitely be interested in a London straight up from somebody that wants a running back. I'd be interested in a Rashee Rice in the same context that I said earlier. You're giving up maybe something small with Benson to get Rice, but I'd do that. I'd trade Benson and a slightly bigger player for a Lamb from somebody that has a Lamb and they can't wait and they're going to freak out and everybody's going to go, well, I didn't know Lamb was available for that. So there is a way to trade him. But if I'm not getting that, I'm not trading him. If I'm not getting what I described for MHJ, I probably wouldn't trade him either, but I'd be more eager to try and keep working at it, I think is my point. Still believe in Benson. I believe in MHJ, but not as much. And part of it is because of his offense. I think Benson is tied to the same offense. So we still have concern. But I think they'll use Benson more. And we've seen how successful Connor has been over the years. They'll use Benson a lot more than I think they'll use MHJ from a consistency standpoint. And that's just how I feel about this offense and how they decide to throw and how they want to work and move the football down the field. It does go a lot through the run. I think Benson will have better days. MHJ will have, I think, repeatable days like that, but there's going to be some bad in between. That's why I want out. This is why I'm okay staying in, but I'm willing to trade out. And that's the difference between the two. And a lot of it is because of Arizona. In the case of Kenneth Walker, pull back up this game log for this Thursday night debacle. Thursday nights are always an avoid for the most part if you can. Walker, 19 carries was a lot, 81 yards, 4.3 a carry. He had 1 catch for 29 yards. A lot of yards, but not a ton of points. Charbonnet, less work, less yards, but touchdown. And also had another touchdown call back on a remarkable run where he looked fantastic on that touchdown run. It's a committee. It's a committee where one of the players, you can't sleep at night over the fact that he's not getting all the carries. And the other one, you're just waiting for him to turn into a pot of gold. If it's me and I own the duo, I'm keeping Charbonnet and I'm trading Walker away. I'm trying to trade Walker to somebody that needs a running back very badly, and they see the 81 yards in the box score, and it makes them eager, and you're able to throw a Keenan Allen, a J-Mo, a Waddle, a Ricky Pearsall, a T. Higgins, players like that. And then I'm able to go get the same group of players. So this is your +1, and I'm going to get the Judkins. I'm going to get honestly, you could probably throw a big enough player in here, like let's say Sutton, who's playing very, very well, and you could get someone to relinquish a Justin Jefferson. You could go get Rice or Lamb because you have at least one or hopefully 2 wins. Rice or Lamb in a similar trade, might even be able to get them to throw in that Harvey or Ladd type player that's playing very, very badly. I'm more interested in trading Walker. No, I should say it's equal. Trading MHJ away on the high from tonight and trading Walker away as high as I can in general. I'm equally interested in this. It's unfortunate to be standing here looking at one of my favorite players right here on the board, one of my favorite running backs for 2025 in Benson, and not be sitting here going, don't trade. I'm not saying to trade him low. I'm just saying trade him smartly. It sucks seeing him on the board. And I love Benson, so hold him if you can. He's still got top 12 running back upside. He does truly. He truly has top 12 running back upside. You only trade him to upgrade him. This is more of a concern. That is my take from the Thursday Night Football game. And if I'm doing anything, I would trade Sharps and Walker together to get out of the situation. Walker, Sharps, Sutton to go get JJ. Walker, Sutton, Sharps to go get Rice and something. But what I'm trying to do more than anything is keep Charbonnet as a league winner and make this trade by keeping Charbonnet, having the best of both worlds when Sharps gets into the lineup, and get the JJ and get the London or get the Rice or get the Lamb. JSN, having a bad game, you could get JSN for Walker and probably a player like J-Mo or Tyreek Hill. Let's say a Tyreek Hill. You could get JSN and something. You could probably get JJ straight up for this. You could probably get Judkins and a Ladd. You could probably get Hampton and a Ladd. You could probably get Hendy and a Ladd. And we're getting a little closer to this being debatable for a lot of people, but I think those are the trades everybody would do. That's how I get out of this situation. And make sure you get on over to my 24/7 live Patreon, which is a live chat group, 365, 24/7. Link is in the description. We're chatting live constantly on this thing, 365, 24/7. Trade advice, just talking in general. It's the best place to hang out. $10 a month, cancel anytime. That's like a cup of coffee. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live additionally whenever big news breaks. And I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And don't forget, play $5, get $100 on Underdog. Play 5, get 100. Code Smitty, links in the description. All my links are in the description of all of my videos, including my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, you name it. See you all on the next one. Appreciate you. Again, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks. And live almost every single night at midnight. That's the way we roll. Deuce.